Welcome along to Track Rotation. Yes, every 2 weeks, Series 10, 11 and 12 get a new set of stats to go and handle. And today we're going to be diving into our number one track rotation guide. Yes, many players use this track rotation guide to get the early advantage when it comes to duels, because we know how difficult your duel racing can be, and we're going to give you everything you need for Series 10, 11 and 12. We're going to be talking through the setup that you should be running, that I believe you should be running. We're going to be looking at the driver selection that is available to you as well. Now, we're also going to be then diving into some beautiful track maps where we're going to give you the strategies that you should be able to run, the boosts that are good around the circuits, and also where to push, where to conserve, and where to use DRS. We are going to give you absolutely everything when it comes to a strategy guide. You are in the number one place. So as always, as we cross over to the game, we're going to split this out like normal. We're going to be making sure that we cover off, first of all, starting with Series 10, and then Series 11, and then Series 12. So what better way to start than getting involved with our Series 10 players? Welcome, Series 10 players. Your intro's at the bottom for the chapters if you want to skip to Series 11 or Series 12. But welcome to Series 10 players. We are going to dive into what you have got coming up this next 2 weeks for Series 10. So if we cross over to Series 10, then you can see here, these are the circuits you now have. So it is all about power unit now in Series 10. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 circuits of power units. So you need to be building that full power unit car. And we've also got overtaking, tyre management, race start, and tyre management. So 2 circuits of tyre management, 1 of overtaking, 1 of race start. So you've got Spa, Bahrain, Imola, and China all to come here in Series number 10. Now we're going to cross over then to our strategy guide, and there's our setup guide first, and there's no surprise to go ahead and see the parts that we've selected. It's all out power unit for Series 10. That is the setup that you are going to require. You don't have the big Series 12 parts for power unit, so you don't have Nexus, you don't have Turbojet, so we're going to have to make do with Gyro and Mach 3. We're going to get a little bit more cornering from that car as well, which is usually good and helps around power unit circuits. Now, there was a couple of addition of parts you could potentially use. You could go ahead and use Reactor, which is going to give you some really good power unit stats, but you're going to lose a lot of qualifying. And also, you could go ahead and use Vortex instead of Curler. That again is going to give you more cornering. So if you do find yourself not maybe winning, or you want to change it up a little bit, these 2 parts are going to be absolutely vital to your selection as well. So don't disregard them. It depends what level you have them at. Now, we're going to go and look at our driver selection then today. So, Esteban Ocon, you're going to get 2 tracks covered by tyre management. Remember, I am building these driver selection to cover all 4 circuits. So Ocon is going to be really good at your tyre management track of, well, Bahrain and whatever the other one was. So 2 tyre management tracks covered with Ocon. And we've also then got race start covered with him. Now we've got Yuki in there because Yuki is not going to do great on a tyre management and race start, but he's going to then do really well at an overtaking track, which is your other dilemma. So we've kind of balanced off both drivers. Now there is some other drivers that you could potentially go ahead and look at. You've got Albon in there, but again, he's better at tyres. You could take him instead of Yuki. You've got Lawson in there, again, better at tyres, but less overtaking. So if you kind of go for these drivers, you're going to lose on the overtaking track. So I've kind of split it up and see how you get on with them selections. Now, because of Series 10, we're going to get into your strategy guide as we cross over to the strategy area. And first of all, let's start off with your track map of China. And I'm going to give you both wet and dry conditions. So overtaking and power unit, as we know, it's a 7-lap circuit. You should be able to run probably a free soft, 4 medium, free soft. If not, hard tyres are very usable in these conditions. Now in the wet conditions, a 4 wet, 3 wet is going to be your go-to for the strategy. Now the boosts above my head, these are the boosts that feature both the overtaking and power unit side. So Taurus, Glitz, Dragon, Unstoppable, Rooster and Skull. And in the middle you've got your track map, blue for conserve, DRS down that main straight, that back straight, because it is unbelievable for overtaking. So you've got to be using it. If you're not using it, conserve the power unit. Simple as that. Now next up, let's go to our next circuit, which is Race Start, and that is Imola. So again, we'll bring you both. It's a 9-lap circuit, and free soft is usually the go-to around here in dry conditions. And in wet conditions, you've got the free, but you can also extend out to do 4 laps if you wish. So some very good strategies. 2-stop is usually the play I would recommend. Now, the boosts Surf, Instinct, Rooster, Gladiator and Frost both feature Race Start power unit. And your track map in the middle, DRS down that home straight. Conserve if you are not using DRS. And obviously you can make some good points and positions around Imola as well. Now we go on to our tyre management circuits then. So we bring up Spa. We have got, again, 6-lap race this time. Free soft you should be able to do. If not, free medium. You have got your boost selection above, but just in case you needed to know, wet conditions, free wet all day long. Now Butterfly, Surf, Dead Fast, Frost, really good round here. You've also got Iron Force, Pretzel, Dragon and Instinct. And there's no shock to see DRS at the top of Eau Rouge down that main straight. It is usable in the 3rd sector, but it's not massively strong. So yeah, at top of Eau Rouge, smash that, you'll be absolutely fine. And then finally, we have one more circuit to cover off in Series 10, and that is Bahrain. I don't expect to see this circuit in the wet, but we'll cover it off. 8 laps to come, and 4 medium, you're probably going to be able to push to. Little tip, you can do a 4 hard as well. Remember, if you're taking a boost of tyre management, you're probably going to get the tyre management levels down below. Boosts, Butterfly, Surf, Dead Fast, Frost. Again, it's the same as we've just covered off in Spa. And those are your wet strategies. 4 wet. If you need them, can't see that taking place. But DRS down the home straight, the main straight, or the back straight is fine. And then conserve on those straights. Get some really good power unit back on those straights where you are not using DRS. So that is your Series 10. You have got power unit with 2 tyre management tracks, a race start and overtaking, and of course your driver selection. I would recommend Yuki for overtaking track and Ocon for race start and tyre management. Of course, the car is featuring your power unit. But next up, we have Series 11. So welcome to players joining us here in Series 11. You're ready for your next track rotation guide, and Series 11 now features overtaking. So yes, overtaking. This was Series 12. It is now Series 11. So you've got overtaking and you've got speed, cornering, speed and power unit. So 2 speed circuits, 1 cornering, 1 power unit. You have got Baku, Brazil, Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi to come in Series 11. So no surprise, you need to be thinking already, overtaking drivers, most likely. So Leclerc and Piastri are very good Series 11 overtaking drivers that you can select. They are very good and some of the best in Series 11. Now there is some other drivers that you could go and use. Drivers like Nico Hülkenberg and Pierre Gasly are 2 very good drivers that you might also have decent stats. Now remember, race start not as strong on Piastri, nor his qualifying, so you might get away better with one of the 2 drivers, but that does give you the option just in case you need it. Now the car, it's going to be a straightforward setup. I wouldn't really recommend any other way. You could go full speed, you could go a balance, but I prefer the balance because if you go full speed, you're going to struggle at power unit, you're going to struggle at the cornering circuit, whereas I go speed and cornering to make sure I cover the 2 tracks and then, well, 3 tracks, and then the power unit track, you can still win with this setup as well. Now, we are using obviously everything up to and including Series 11 for this setup. Flex and Valkyrie, both Series 11 parts. You can't get a better balance that I can find for speed and cornering. This is the best that I can obtain. It is more cornering. I would prefer more speed, but I can't get it. So with that in mind, this is the setup I would rock. Anybody who's running a full balance speed cornering power unit, you are absolutely going to beat, hands down. So don't worry about that. That is what I would recommend. Now, we're going to cross over to your strategy area to make sure that we cover you off in the best strategies. So we'll start with the overtaking and speed tracks. So we'll go to Baku. 7 laps. You should be able to do a 4 medium, 3 soft here in Baku. And if it's wet conditions, you should be able to do a 4 wet, 3 wet, or the opposite if you want to avoid a double stack. A lot of boosts are available at Baku because it features overtaking and speed. You've got Skull, Eclipse, Firework, Taurus, Unstoppable, Eternal Flame, Hex, Street Shark, and Warrior. Told you, there was a lot of them. Now, Baku, home straight for DRS every time. If you're not using DRS, conserve that power unit on the straights, but making sure to attack in the corners. That DRS is so powerful around the streets of Baku. Now let's go to our second circuit, which is Las Vegas, which you shouldn't see wet conditions. But again, Series 11, you might nearly be at a 3 soft, 3 soft. If not, a 3 medium, 3 medium is absolutely fine. And in wet conditions, 3 wet, 3 wet. But I think you're going to be dry. The boosts are the same that we've just been through because it's the same as Baku. And the track map, 3 places to use some power unit. Attack in the corners, DRS down the straights. Don't use full attack down the straight if you're not using DRS. Make sure to conserve some power unit. That is absolutely key because you need your power unit through the corners and a little bit when you use DRS. Now, Brazil then is up next. This can, well, most likely is going to be a wet circuit for you, potentially. So 9 laps. You're going to get a 5 medium, 4 soft if you can. If not, go for the 5 hard, 4 medium. Also look at the 3 soft, 3 soft, 3 soft. That's an okay strategy too. And in the wet, again, a 2 stop or a 1 stop is fine dependent on your tyre management. You need 75 at a sort of manageable level. You can't push too much on that tyre management. So again, it's always a tough one to get. If you can scrape it out, 5 wet on the first stint is usually very, very good. Now, boosts. Copper, Glitz, Herald, Cranberry and Ode all feature overtaking and cornering. And DRS, I actually prefer to use it just here where my finger is coming out of turn down to turn 3. You can also use it down the home straight as well here in Brazil. And then finally we go to Abu Dhabi, which is your only circuit of power unit. And again, a 4 hard is really good to go to if you can get your 80 tyre management. If not, you want to be looking at the sort of, I'd go for a 3 medium, 2 soft. Now, I do need to update this figure. 65 tyre management, I believe, is a little bit low for the soft tyres. So I do need to correct that one. So hopefully you're listening, but it's still going to give you enough information. But regardless, 4 hard, you should be doing all day long. Try and take some tyre management boost to get it. It's so much easier circuit on a 1 stop. But I'll update the softs. So again, little update. 3 medium, 2 softs is usually the best place to go at Abu Dhabi if you can't do the 4 hard. So you got Taurus, Glitz, Dragon, Unstoppable, Rooster and Skull, and that is your track map in the middle. DRS down the main straight, sort of that backy straight is what we call it, and then conserve down the other straights and attack through the corners in Abu Dhabi. I mean, wet conditions, I don't expect it, but it's going to be a 2 stop unless you can get some high tyre management. So that is your Series 11 strategy guide, setup, drivers, everything you need to know. And that is a case of the setup, speed and cornering to cover off 75% of the circuits. You're still going to win power unit tracks, mostly against bots. And then drivers, I'd recommend Leclerc and Piastri. Both of these are low on tyre management, so you might try and take some tyre management boost to get some of the strategies. However, feel free to drop some overtaking if you feel that you're going to get a better to do a 1 stop. So have a look at that and let me know how you get on. And now welcome to players joining us in Series 12. Yes, you are in the highest series available and you have your new Series 12 drivers and setup and tracks to learn. We have got then, it is speed here in Series 12, so that should make setup creation a lot easier. You have got Monza, which is speed and defending, Silverstone, speed and tyres. We've got Miami, which is speed and defending, and you've got Jeddah, which is speed and tyres. So you've got 2 tyre circuits and 2 defending circuits this week, or the next 2 weeks, and you of course have 4 speed circuits. So 4 speed, 2 defending, and 2 tyre management. Now let's select and go and take a look at some of the setups. Now we are rocking a full speed setup here in Series 12. That's what you absolutely want to go to. Now, you can get more speed out of this. So I have got Flex, which is more of a cornering part. You can see that here. Now, the alternative to that is Sabre. However, you don't get a lot of extra speed. You get a lot less qualifying though. So you can try it if you wish to take more speed if you're starting at the back in Series 12 anyway. So do give that a try. If not, usually Flex is your go-to part for speed setups. Now, driver-wise, no shock to see me going for Hamilton and Norris. Norris is good at defending. He's got okay qualifying, good tyre management. Hamilton, good tyre management again. Okay race start, good qualifying, good overtaking as well. I know you don't need overtaking, but every little helps. So they are 2 drivers that are really good to go to. You could also go and use someone like Epic Max Verstappen, who is actually quite good. He's got a really good defence stat, but you lose a little bit of tyres. That's what you've got to watch out for. So you can play around with that. I'll quickly show you the comparison for mine. Look, you're basically trading off defending and tyres. So if you want to take some more defending, so you've prioritised that defending stat, then absolutely you could go for Verstappen. You've obviously got Alonso with a 10% boost for week number 1, so you might look at taking Fernando Alonso as well. Don't disarray some of the older series drivers. You might have Gasly that's a decent level that can look at defending and tyres. There is some other drivers in Series 11, Series 10 that are very good to use as well. So them drivers I'd recommend, and that car setup. Let's get into your strategy guide now for the circuits that you've got in Series 12. We'll start off with Jeddah. I feel like it's been a long time since we've got Jeddah. And we'll cover off all the strategies. 8 laps to come. You should really be doing a 4 medium in this series now. If not, the 3-3-2 is absolutely fine. Even a 4 hard. This circuit in the higher series benefits the one-stop strategy. Now in wet conditions, don't imagine you've got it, but 4 wet. If not, a 2-stop. Above my head, not many boosts. Steadfast, Eternal Flame, Eagle. Both include tyre management and speed. There is some others, Palm, Eagle, Street Shark, Firework, that are very good as well. Now the track map in the middle, basically DRS down the home straight, attack that first sector, conserve the second sector. That is the best way to attack the circuit of Jeddah. Now sticking with tyre management, we are going to go to Silverstone. This could be a wet race, I don't know yet. 8 laps to come. 4 medium is your play in Series 12. You can get a 4 soft, 4 medium, but you kind of need like nearly 100 tyre management to do so. Deadfast, Eternal Flame, Eagle. Obviously in wet conditions, it's going to be a 4 wet as your strategy. So that's nice and easy, 75 tyre management around. So that will be fine. Track map in the middle. Hunger Straight and the Wellington Straight are 2 straights that are really good at DRS. But if you're not using one of them, make sure to be conserving that power unit. I can't stress that enough. Now, going on to our 2 defending circuits, starting with Miami up first. And we've got 6 laps of Miami. Free soft in dry conditions. And a free wet in wet conditions. Should be absolutely fine for you. Rainbow, Tulip, Voice and Warrior, 2 big straights to use DRS, and again, conserve on the straight you are not using DRS at. And then we've got 1 circuit left, which is the circuit of Monza. This is going to be a little bit of a painful Series 12, I feel. 9 laps to come. You can do the 5 hard, 4 medium, or you can go for the free soft in there as well. Could be wet conditions, 5 wet, 4 wet, usually your strategy to go to. Boosts are the same as we've seen previously in Miami. Rainbow Tulip, Vice Warrior. You've got some others like Palm, Eagle, Street Shark, Firework, exactly the same. And then you've got 3 places to use the power unit. You can basically, on this track, use it at one place, the next lap use it at the next place, the next lap use it as the next place, and continue that routine round, because it doesn't always regenerate bang on the same time every time. So make sure, again, there's 2 straights where you can massively gain power unit if you are not pushing. So make sure to do that one. But yeah, again, Monza should be quite easy. 1 stop. If not, it's going to be a 2 stop as well. So that is your strategy guide for series number 12. Defending and tyre management with speed setups are required. That is your setup. Speed setup with a bit of cornering for flex. You can bin that off with Sabre. And your drivers are Hamilton and Norris, I'd recommend. Now that is your track rotation guide for Series 10, 11 and 12. I really hope that's been some massive help for you. Hit the thumbs up button if we've helped you, and fingers crossed you're going to smash the next 2 weeks of track rotation.